Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Check. CCOM gave us a Zamboni. CCOM Zamboni. Check, check, check. Hello and welcome to tonight's Roo Athletics stream for Alumni Weekend here at SUNY Canton. SUNY Canton starting off the season red hot, 4-0 and collecting votes in the top 15 USHO polls, facing off against SUNY Potsdam, who's got an even record of 2-2, and off the opening face-offs, it's back into the Roo zone and cut off and thrown right at the net, and a rebound juggled momentarily there and popped to the near side corner boards. And Roo's early on stuck in their end here for the first 30 seconds of the game. Puck in the far side corner and chipped out by the Roos, finally getting it out to the neutral zone. And it's punched right back in to the SUNY Canton bench. And that'll trigger a face-off as Jeremy Quesnell sent it into the bench. Face-off in the neutral zone, and Potsdam with 2 early shots already. And chipped into the zone by the Roos as it's chased on by the defenseman Masha Shack, and quickly on the breakout of the Bears. They dump that one in to the Canton defensive zone. It's kicked off of the side of the net there dangerously by Corey Liu. In the near side corner, a pile up and worked behind the net by Masha Shack again. And Mosh chips it over the glass and out for another face-off. And the Roos win the face-off, and they swipe it to the boards where it's carried on by Palandra with his head up, try to find Zotter through neutral zone. It goes all the way down for an icing call. Defensive zone face-off for the Roos, and they win it for the carry-on by McKinnon. Flips it high off the glass and out, trying to find Zotter, but it chips on over for Drysdale. And the Bears spin that one out of the zone off a Doug Hartwood clearance. And Forsberg sliding to the third line for the Roos, trying to get the puck in deep, but it's skipped on all the way back here, and it's waved off, no icing. McKinnon drops it back. And Palandra found a man in the high slot, but it got picked off his stick, and Salas throws it back in for Potsdam. Quickly reversed, back up through center, and knocked right back on here for Zdenek Dobish as finds guy on the far side boards, and right in front of the Canton bench. It's spun to the boards here again by O'Brien as he threw it behind the net. And the Roos throwing it out far side here. They skipped on past him, and Hayden Bullock tried to jump on the puck quickly. And Peyton Felix, puck skipping on for him. Turned it over in the corner with a bit of a relentless forecheck there by the Roos fourth line. And fished out and found by Peyton Felix. And O'Brien floats it to the goal line and goes for a change. 3 minutes expired now here in the opening game for the Roos this weekend. Women's team had a 2-1 win over Morrisville earlier. Their first conference game. They start the season 5-0. The other SUNY Canton team undefeated as well. And on the forecheck, Sassenberry threw it through the slot and knocked away and carried on by Hall. Snapped up quickly, and a chance for Nico Schoner, 2-on-1. And he slipped going to the net and thrown in by Masha Shack, and the rebound there, still jamming away at it. And escaping to the boards with it again was Jakob Hall. This one got chipped right back in, though. DeMoro forechecked relentlessly now by Schoner in this top line as it's now wheeled out by the Bears, and they get a change. A couple of dicey moments there in front of the Potsdam net as Nico Schoner looks on. And Freifogel gets it in the Potsdam zone, but not deep, as Quesnel comes up trying to pull the trigger on a counterattack. Salas gets into the neutral zone. It's chipped on into the Canton zone. Both teams with 2 shots apiece now. Potsdam with their 2 shots in a flurry at the beginning of the game, and Canton evening the margin here on that last opportunity. Doubling back behind his own nets, Freifogel. McKinnon lost the puck in front of his own net dangerously. Forecheck by Quesnel as he throws it behind. It was meant for Palandra, but it spun back into the slot as Potsdam picked up possession. And snapped far side feed. Freifogel dumps it in. And Logan Kelly being inserted into the lineup chases Salas. Threw it around the boards. Quesnel picked it up, and Felix has it as he gets canceled out here along the boards and loses the puck, and it's pushed forward quickly. And no icing on the play as Potsdam has possession with the Bears broken it out. Dobish moves forward. Pushes it in, giving chase is McCabe. And a turnover in the slot. Shot, score! Watson puts Potsdam on the board. It's 1-0, 5:15 into the first period. A terrible giveaway in the slot by the Roos, and puck ends up in the back of their own net. And Potsdam has the opening goal. Owen Watson, Smiths Falls, Ontario native, gets the icebreaker here on Potsdam's 3rd shot of the period. And Forsberg wins the face-off, and Moshershak gains his own, and shot deflected into the corner. Nolan Zotter hit on the boards. It's chipped forward here for the Bears. Peyton Felix tried to toe drag it through the middle of the ice, and he back on it again. He spins it deep. Knocked down by Trey Miller, who's in net for the Roos. And Lenny Perno, his opposite, in the cage for the Bears. O'Brien, soft shot goes wide. Lou backhands it, but doesn't get out. Thrown to the opposite corner. And the Roos, Forsberg, trying to get it out. Spun back towards the net. It goes behind as Roos collapse onto the point here, trying to get the puck out of the zone. Thrown back to the point, a quick shot, fought off by Miller, and the rebound spun high off a deflection. Spun right back into the blue paint, and it's still there. Miller finds it with the trapper and hangs on. So this Route 11 rivalry game kicking off with Potsdam scoring the first goal off of a giveaway from the near side boards. And it was Owen Watson who pounced on it, and the Roos now looking at a 1-0 hole as they did when they first played Trine here in the game 1 of the season. And Trine scored on a similar play where the Roos chased the game for nearly 40 minutes at that point. And Bears looking to do the same as Salas has it here at the right point. Plays catch with Watson. He spuns it down low and cycled along the boards down low by the Bears. Perot had it behind the boards, but he had his pocket picked, and the puck skids through Kelly's skates, or Hayden Bullock, mind me, as Bears gain the zone. Quesnel, quick shot, gloved down by Miller, and he'll hang on. So a defensive zone face-off for the Roos. So far, Potsdam with the better of the opportunities. They've got the goal, and they've carried the play so far. Canton's been in the zone a couple of times, and we're trying to capitalize on a couple of sketchy moves in front of Potsdam's own net, but So far, the Bears carrying play through the first 7 minutes in this Route 11 rivalry contest is puck at the high point, thrown back on net quickly, but Miller out on top of his blue paint, hangs on. Garrett McCabe taking the face off, and he wins it back to the point. Puck pop flies in the air as Kilmurray was on it, but it's run the other way, and a shot deflects high into the glass off of the stick from Logan Kelly. And Pringle threw it in front of the cage, and it's knocked down. Kelly trying to throw it on net, knocks it out of the air and into the glove of Pernod. And the puck was kind of just pinballing all around next to the Potsdam net there, and Ruse found the target and get a face-off in the O-zone. 6-3 in shots in favor of the visiting Bears so far. Sasbury lines up with McCabe again. Punches it in deep. And a nice pinch there from the point. Alexander threw it on net. And Corlew thought about pinching, but the puck is kept in by Sassenberry. And now it gets out with the help of McCabe. And the Bears punch it in deep, and it's pursued there by Watson, the goal scorer, as he spins off for a change. Ruse regroup behind their own net, but it's given away again. And that's going to be offsides called on Potsdam. So another poor giveaway by the Ruse on the breakout. And Potsdam had an opportunity to get the puck on target, but they fumbled it at the blue line, and it ends up in the neutral zone for a face-off. Peyton Felix, local here, taking the face-off, wins the draw back, and Doug Hartwood carries in, backhands it to the boards. And it's down low, pushed out to the point. Fumbled, and a chance here for the Ruse on the break. Zotter able to control it now. Finding a guy far side, but it's cut off, and well defended by the Bears, and thanks to Gubbins there as he dumps the puck in. Ruse once again behind their own net. McKinnon finds a man on the tape. It's Forsberg as he skips by a guy in the neutral zone. Takes a shot. That was a headhunter that went wide. Mugel fired one from the point. And it's pushed back on along the boards. McKinnon kept it in momentarily, but the Bears get it out. They gain the blue line. McKinnon with a nice hit on the far side as he sent Matteau Parent colliding with the boards in front of the Rue bench. Perno hangs it up for Doug Hartwood. Campton behind the Potsdam net. And given away by the Bears, and a quick shot goes wide. That was Bullock who had the opportunity. Chipped into the slop with no one home. And pushed on back. Here's Hayden Bullock. He chips it in. And pursued here by Dylan Pollock. And this puck sky high. Goes all the way down the ice. Kremen doesn't win the race to the hash mark, so it's called no icing. Dobish pinching in and gets hammered here at the near side wall as Evan Pringle ran him over. Freifogel had guys in the zone, didn't want to take the delayed offside, so he tried to double back with it, and the Ruse give up possession. And now they punch it into the Zamboni door. Here's Campbell with it behind the net. Michael Campbell trying to move it out, but his forward threw it right back to him and into the glove of Pernod off a quick shot there by Evan Pringle, looking to find the top shelf. Forces a face-off. The Ruse catching up in the shot department as well. Pringle taking the face-off. Lost it. And Dobish. They throw it around the wall as Freifogel had curled out from behind the net for looking for a one-timer. He was wide open on the back door, but the Roos didn't see him as a shot coming in the slot. That one sails high off a deflection. And the Bears get a bounce, and they get the puck out of the zone. Roos finishing their checks early on here, trying to set the tone physically and looking to wear down the Potsdam team, as Canton all seasons relied on their depth so far, as it's misplayed to Sassenberry here in the middle of the ice. Another nice reverse hit there on the near side wall as it's carried on by Tristan Mugel. Finds Schoner. Alexander was going to the back post, but Schoner unable to find him there, but he finds him behind the net. McKinnon drifts one towards the net, knocked down by Pernod. A beautiful hit there by Alexander as he decked Klanow on the far side boards. At the point, Roos trying to play catch, and Sassenberry lost it in his skates, had to dig it out. And Sassenberry giving chase again. Nice play by Rocco Siri, though, to elude the man. Pushed in by Blanchard, and that one deflects into the protective netting off of the stick of the Roo defenseman. 8:02 left to go here in the first frame. 6-5 shots in favor of Potsdam. They lead 1-0 off of a goal from Owen Watson. And Felix moves in to take the face off again. Roos aggressive in the dot. Potsdam won the draw, but the Roos forced it negative. And that one's kicked out by Miller. Dangerously in the slot, kicked out again. And he finds it and hangs on. That was a scary moment there for the Roo defense as they were scrambling in their own blue paint with the puck being MIA. And the Roos win the face-off in the defensive zone. Mashashak wins it, tried to chip it and find Freifogel. Puck skips on by the Potsdam player. Braden Freifogel with it. Try to find Pringle. Pringle wanted to bring it in between his skates as it's knocked down here. And head up with it is Freifogel. Slams on the brakes and guns one off of Logan Kelly's leg. Pringle fighting for it behind the net. Still with it. Got 3 Bears behind the net pressing him, as Freifogel got canceled out, and it's carried on now by Andrew Gubbins. He's got it again. One-timer across, and Blanchard sent it wide. And the puck came off the lively glass and behind the net and right into Trey Miller's glove, as there's some macking back and forth there between fourth lines. So Potsdam being effective in a couple of tic-tac-toe patterns, trying to get a quick shot off and being relentless on the forecheck. And they forced a couple of turnovers so far early as Dobesh fires right on and Miller makes the stop. Difficult save to make there for Trey Miller, looking through traffic, and it's in that sweet spot right above the pad and under the blocker, and he found it, sniffed it out, and saved it. Face-off won by the Roos again. But it deflects into the slot again. Miller using a paddle to golf it into the corner, but it ricocheted off his own man and came right back into the blue paint dangerously. Another shot block. Roos with a couple of shot blocks early in the period as well. Now they have a chance to look forward. Alexander trying to sauce one to the near side boards, and it's sent back out into the blue paint by Sassenberry and skated forward by Ryan Malmeister. And he forces Miller once again to make a stop and cover up the puck. Both teams getting line changes in really quick with 6:33 left to go in the frame. Puck on, back of the point. And a muffin went wide of the net, far side, or near side, excuse me. And that was DeMauro who skipped one at the net there. Those shots can be dangerous, though, as they especially ones that dip like that. They're hard to track for a goaltender. And they're also easy to deflect for forwards looking to tip one high or low. In that case, would have been high as the puck was dipping low. And now behind the net, settled down and contained here by Kremen. Fires this one up and it goes indirect, but no icing as Salas throws it around the boards. And pushed forward by Klanow as once again on the forecheck, the Bears forcing a turnover, not letting Canton break out of the zone early or easy at all. As Darkhart Wood found the guy near side, but it was picked off quickly. Zotter finds it. And he got Salas tangled up, out muscles and finds one in the slot. One-timer and a save by Perno. William Forsberg with a quick fire chance there, and unbelievable save by Perno as Forsberg had a lot of time to get a one-timer off as Forsberg just sent his man to the ice as well. Hands off with Zotter. He's got Drysdale with him, and a shot perfectly blocked there by Dobish. Skipped on back to the point. Klanow able to dump it in. And the Roos forcing icing there as Klanow felt Drysdale coming in. Dumps the puck in before he could gain the red line. Potsdam unable to change. And the Roos with a little bit of their first extended pressure. Sassenberry and Felix dueling on the draw. Sassenberry won a puck that popped up on the air, though, and gave Potsdam the breakout as Quesnel nudged it forward. Puck went by Palandra. The Roos quickly shifted out, though. Knocked down in the neutral zone by Alexander. Backhands one. Finds it again. Alexander with a little bit of space. Spins one toward the net and deflected dangerously wide. And the Roos with all three of their forwards in the same 5 feet. A couple of miscommunications there on who's going to take it as Malmeister goes forward with it. Settled down by Palandra. And this puck skips out in the neutral zone, but it's whistled down by the referee here. No Bear touched it on the delayed offside, so it must have hit someone on the bench. As the faceoff is in the neutral zone. Carried on by the Bears, and bit of a miscue there as Siri wanted the one-timer, but his forward was dropping it to him to retain possession. And skate to stick up the ice, and the Roos have a chance. They got Kelly going to the back post, and Kelly there forces it to Pringle, throws it around the wall, gets out to Howard. Kremen with it, drifts one towards the net, deflected. Another chance through the paint, and Perno finds it, and he has to cover. And to be fair, the Roos with not many opportunities so far in the third period, maybe 3 or 4 scoring chances, but each time they've had that puck around the blue paint, it looks like chaos in front of the Potsdam netminder. As there's been a couple of rebounds that have been given up, and Canton's forcing pucks through the paint and sucking the defenseman into the corners, so there's been some space in the slot. Forsberg and Blanchard being removed from the face-off circle. Now taking his spot is Andrew Gubbins. Puck out to the point. Lou lets it fly. Hits the active kick plate there and ricochets into Perno's glove. And that is one thing to be wary about in the Roo House, is how lively the kick plates and the glass are. As a puck, many times you'll see it hit the glass here and ricochet back in front of the net. As the Roos well aware of that, even though I've never really seen it benefit them, mostly has hurt them in past years. As Corey Lou backhand ones quickly, though, as Zotter couldn't handle it as he was filling in at the point. Quesnel Moves forward, takes a hack there from Zotter. Dumps the puck in. Lou. Lou's a little bit of space looking up the ice and finds Forsberg on the tape. Dropping to Zotter. And he threw one far side. Drysdale with it there. Forsberg back to the point. Mashershak quickly regains the bouncing puck there as the ice is pretty choppy in front of the Potsdam bench. As looks like Corey Lou looking to get it up the ice quickly. Potsdam quicken the counter though. Salas dumps it in. Mosh fights off a forechecker. Still trying to get this one forward out of the zone. Rouge with a battle here at the point. And skipping by the defenseman Sassenberry, feathers it through to Schoner. Ripping it near side to Colton Alexander. 2:12 left to go here in the first period. And the Rouge chasing the game now, down 1-0 still. As Mugel reverses it. And Sassenberry got clipped in the middle of the ice. No call, and that one's straight into the chest at Trey Miller, and he'll hang on. But Ryan Malmey's just at a drive-by on Sassenberry in the middle of the ice, and no penalties so far in the game. And so far, Trey Miller's kept the rebounds at a minimum, and that's what's forcing so many face-offs inside the Canton zone. Campbell lost it at the point. Freifogel with a jump in his stride. He's got Kelly chasing. Back post, and it's defended well away by Campbell as he got back to bail out the team. Michael Campbell pushes it deep again. Howard backhands it to a vacant point, and it hits the snow in front of the Canton bench, slows it up for the carry-on here for the Rouge. Kelly finds it, and went over the stick of Freifogel. Chance for a breakaway here. Jakob Hall, Miller out of his net. Puck not settling down, saved by Miller on the breakaway. Big save there by Trey Miller as he shut down Jakob Hall. Puck wouldn't sit flat for him. Kelly moves it in. And it's defended by Matteau Parent. Spins this one on the backhand into the middle of the Quesnel. Lost it though. Here's Rocco Siri. Dumps the puck in. To the left of Miller and Howard. Rouge breaking up the near side boards here. Forsberg finds Zotter. He's got a man coming late. It's Corey Lou walking in, shooting one. That one skipped through the blue paint. Zotter spins this one low. 40 seconds left to go in the period. Rouge with a little bit of pressure here. Forsberg pinches into the wall. Zotter escaped with it momentarily, but he lost it. Now he's got it back to the point. Lou keeps the zone. And now the Bears able to flip it out to center. Corey Lou with one of the best looks for the Rouge so far as Zotter walks in. Drops for Forsberg. Shoots with no traffic, but a rebound given up, and Pernod forces the defenseman to glove it down, and an unlucky bounce takes it the length of the rink for the Rouge. Miller puts it behind the net with 6 seconds left to go. The Rouge just not trying to have a turnover here late. And they punch it in the neutral zone, and that'll kill the remainder of the clock here as Potsdam leads 1-0 after one. And the Rouge, though, with a bit of momentum, hopefully they can carry that into the early bit of the second period. Potsdam leads 12-8 in shots, and we'll be back in 15 minutes with the second period. Hello and welcome back to the second period here at Terry Martin Arena inside of the Rue House. Back here for the second period. And just a reminder, Potsdam's leading 1-0 and they lead 12-8 in the shot department as well. But off the opening faceoff, it was the Rues that won it. But now the Bears have flicked it back into the defensive zone. And Kelly tried to move it quickly to Pringle in the middle of the ice. And now the Bears looking up on the counter here. A little bit of space, quick shot, move toward the net, hit the apron of the goal to the left of Trey Miller. And golfed all the way down the ice, indirect, and that'll go the length for an icing call. So 39 seconds expired so far. Rues have iced the puck on their first shift, which negates the change. A little bit of tsunami playing throughout the rink here as Potsdam lines up for the ozone draw. And Matto Parent wins it back to the point here where a shot comes by from DeMoro and ricochets all the way down off of Freifogel's shin pad. Siri throws it at the wall, chips into the middle. Kremen feathers it here, but it's picked off by DeMoro, the defenseman jumping up on the play, and that one's into the glove of Miller, and he'll hang on. So the box score from the first period, Potsdam trailing the Rues in the face-off dot by 3 draws as Canton won 12 of 21. And scoring summary is Owen Watson on an unassisted goal in the first period. It's just a reminder the Rues gave that puck up off the wall and gave him a layup. And he beat Miller low to the glove side to make it 1-0. And now a pile up here at the near side boards. And Sassenberry with it through the middle. Fires, and that one saved by Pernod. Bounces right back into the slot. Sassenberry on it, back to the point to Jake Howard. Nudges it forward and a shot. Found Pernod, and he made the stop there as Alexander was looking to go 5-hole. And so the Rues with a response on the attacking end there. But yeah, so far the only man with a point in the game is Owen Watson. And a shot through traffic saved by Pernod. He golfs it to the corner. And the Rue right winger there was canceled out and quickly moved forward and connecting. Here's McCabe throwing it to the paint, but it's defended away by Palandra. Watson with it here again. Watson dropped it. And a nice move by Salas. Moves into the slot. One-time chance and a save made by Miller. Rebound still loose in the slot and a sponge shot. Deflected high and wide over the net. Moved out by McKinnon. Finding Pringle in the backhand. Moves it out to Alexander. Quickly back to Pringle. Here's Pringle in his skates. Tried to roof it and he missed the mark a little high. Feathered ahead and Pringle finds it and digs it out. Drysdale's got pressure coming. And he overskated the puck in the corner. Palandra tries to dig it out. Drysdale finds the ice. Back to his feet now as puck is pinched to the kick play here. Potsdam trying to force a face-off in the ozone off of this. Now it's moved forward and out. O'Brien's open here in the slot, but they give it back to the point. Siri over to Campbell. Throws it in deep. That one dangerously in front. Felix with it again. Colton Felix tried to spin it towards the net. On the other side now, and a save by Miller. Trey Miller very alert in his blue paint as that puck is, like I mentioned in the first period, the active kick plate behind the Rue and, in the Rue House in general, the kick plates are active, so that's why you're seeing that puck bounce out to the opposite side of the net off of a missed mark. And Potsdam now 15 shots to Canton's 10. Lining up in the face-off circle, it's Forsberg. He lost the face-off to O'Brien. And this puck dangerously through the slot, but it finds Mike Campbell. And spun towards the net, deflected high, and knocked down. Another chance here. Hall fires, and that one saved by Miller. Hall and Miller were the only two that knew where the puck there. knew where the puck was there, and Miller came out on top. Coming in rescue of the Roos already 15 times so far in the game. As Ryan Malmeister circles back to take the face-off against William Forsberg, and Malmeister wins the draw, but it hops out for the carry-on here for Nolan Zotter. And anyone who was tracking the Roos last year saw Zotter was leading the nation 8 games in goals, as he had a goal a game per pace. And the Roos spin it off the wall. In a chase, it's Pollock. And his hustle negates the icing. Here's Zotter. Had Forsberg quickly, but he opts to punch it down low. Malmeister airmails one the length of the rink. And it goes for an icing call. And just barely, though. And going back to that Evan Pringle chance there, that was a good chance, but didn't have a lot of time to pull the trigger, as he had to pull the puck out of the skates, as it got tangled up in his skates there on the quick pass that wasn't on the tape. And he just missed the mark high. You saw him do it against Trine, where he dug the puck out of his skates and found the back of the net, and a rebound chance in front, and they score! Spencer Sassenberry's tied the game, and the Roos forcing the Bears to give it up behind their own net. Tuck one in on the back door, and it's 1-1. You could feel it coming, and finally the Canton has gotten their equalizer. And it's early on in the second period, so this is exactly what they need to kickstart what they started at the end of the first period with that momentum they were gaining. And Schoner, with a jump in his stride, comes in, guns one into the slot, chance here, and a save by Pernod. Canton almost with a quick-fire second goal. And the Roos once again, open ice, finds Schoner. Nico Schoner lost it on the stick handle, though. Punch it back to the point. Roos with a smart line change, not to get a bench minor there, as McKinnon knocked it back. DeMoro settles it down, back to DeMoro, back door, and the Bears come right back down and score. They take the lead 2-1. Just seconds after Canton tied the game, Potsdam once again goes right back up on top, as Max Klanow, crashing the net on the back door, finds it home. So the game remained tied for maybe 45 seconds. And the puck not really the cleanest line change there by the Roos, after they had a couple of good moments there after that Schoner line put on the pressure again. Almost had a second goal, too, by Alexander in the slot. Pringle breaking through, he only had one guy to beat, but the puck bounced on him. It was Salas. Kelly down there as well. McKinnon gave it up in the slot. Freifogel with a good back check. And McCabe had to respect the opportunity for offsides. Chance here, far side. A miscue by Miller in the defense core, and another kick-out save by Miller. Super dicey in front of the Roo net, as just not a lot of taking charge there is going on, as they now have iced the puck. Miller looked like he was going to play the puck as it bounced off the kick plate behind the net, and it must have missed his stick and went out to the far side for a one-timer that hit one of the Canton defenders in the ankle. And then the rebound popped out. He had to make another kick save there on the back door. And McKinnon off the clean face-off one by the Roos. It's deflected out the blue line. Fish forward, Logan Kelly. Pringle backhands it in. Out to play, it's Pernod settling it down behind his net, but he lost it. And it's chipped over Freifogel's head and out of the zone. Here's Felix with O'Brien. And locked up there by Moshershak. O'Brien couldn't even get a touch on the puck. Well defended. Here's Nolan Zotter into the zone. He's got a man far side. Chance. That's knocked down, and Zotter missed it on the drive-by there as Pernod gave up the rebound. It was Drysdale at the point that had that, and should be a penalty coming to Potsdam if the Roos don't score here. Zotter backdoor, and Pernod got across. No call on the Bears. They took out a Roo in the middle of the ice. Puck was not around, and the Roos almost came back down the other way and scored off of it. Once again, though, no penalty so far in the game. Referees with the whistle has been tucked away so far as Kremen creeps down. He fires one through, and that one's going to get out of the zone all the way down. It's going to reach Miller with the forecheck coming from Malmeister. Hall also negating an easy clear by the Roos. Pollock, DeMoro, both of the near side boards. It's a pile up here, three apiece as the Bears are the ones that find it out. And Hayden Bullock's got a man crashing, and it was Pollock, but he couldn't find him. Siri backhands one and to the glove of Trey Miller, and he'll hang on there. So far, 2 goals so far in the second period, 1 apiece, and Potsdam leads 2-1. Roos had a good top-line shift from Sassenberry, Alexander, and Schoner, where they almost had a couple of looks to net and a couple of good saves by Pernod to keep Potsdam even. Ended up leading to them scoring on the backdoor play there from Klanow. And here he is again with it. Not really sure if it's Klanow or Klanow, but don't have a pronunciation sheet for Potsdam. So as Mashashak plays it here at the far side points, knocked out in the neutral zone, kicked ahead by Schoner using his speed. He gets tripped up, and that'll be a penalty. First one of the game, and the Roos are going to go on the power play. So offensive zone face-off here. Roos on the power play. Haven't had a good look at it yet. Roos are a good 28% on the power play this season so far. That's a very good power play percentage for any team. And digging it out here. Quickly move along. Chance here for Kelly to shoot, and that one's save made by Pernod. Stays in play. And Zotter here at the near side boards. Back at the point. One-timer coming in. Kelly got all of that, but Pernod was square to the shot. Nice feed there from McKinnon. Puck back out to the right point. Kelly finding McKinnon. He shoots this one. That's blocked. And it spills out of the Bears equipment. McKinnon walks the line again. Nolan Zotter. Far side. Kelly one-timer, and that one saved by Pernod again. Knocks it behind his cage. Roos good on the board cycle. McKinnon. Zotter again. Puck bounced over Forsberg's stick, but the Roos once again get it back. Zotter with a chance to fire, and he missed the net wide. Kind of healed the shot there as he didn't get all of it. And so far, 56 seconds left on, or 56 seconds gone on the power play for the Roos. They still have a minute 04 to work with. And Logan Kelly's clocked in on the office there on the far side, but they switch up the unit. Schoner, Pringle. Can't really see who the left winger is as Kremen has it at the point. Bumper play, kicked out by Pernod off the stick of Pringle. It's Sassenberry, who is in the slot now. Schoner with it on his tape. Kremen looking to shoot, finds it, and Glove down by Pernod. That shot was well placed, looking for the top corner, glove side, but able to glove it down. Pernod standing tall so far in the Potsdam net. He's been very well with it. He's been very good for them tonight as Roos once again win the faceoff. Kremen. Near side, Schoner looking to fire. And that one's high and wide. Roos still finishing checks as they have all game so far. Potsdam looking like they might get it clear. Turned it over though. Finds Schoner back at the point. Fanned on the pass, but recollected by his teammates. Kremen, far side one-timer. Knocked down. Pringle goes between the legs, and he just missed the net high. That would have been a highlight reel goal once again for Pringle. Kremen, top of the umbrella. Roos with energy on this power play. Schoner creeps in, shoots, and that one deflects into the corner. 3 seconds and 2 on the power play. It's coming to an end. Kremen. Schoner. Far side look, and that one bounced over the stick of Alexander. Cycles it down low. It gets past Pringle. On for Schoner. Tried to undress Parent there at the line, but couldn't get around him. Kremen backhanded up the wall, finds Schoner on the backhand. Pringle's going to the net. Trying to look for Sassenberry high. And Pringle shields the puck and chips in deep. And Schoner was offsides on the play, and it's determined he was held behind the play. I think the Roos are going back on the power play as Klanau's pleading his case, but he'll sit for at least 2 is the indicator from the referee, as the Roos with a lot of momentum generated on that power play. They were all over the zone, and Potsdam had, I'm not even sure if they had a clear there. But the Roos basically spent the entire power play in the zone, which is what you want to see from a power play boasting a 28% power play percentage. As Potsdam wins the faceoff. They've done this a couple times. They try to kill time in the zone by pinching the puck to the boards. Here's they're going to get a clear. And that puck skips on towards Miller as he settles it down. Just under half of the period to go. Canton trails by 1, but they have a minute 40 on the power play to work with here to once again scrape out an equalizer. Kelly with it. Freifogel sends it back to the point, but it was indirect and a little too soft to get all the way back to Kelly. And Riley McKinnon starts a rush from behind his own net. And here's Freifogel. That puck stays in. McKinnon, high slot, walks in, takes the room, shoots, and a save by Pernod. All the time in the world there for Riley McKinnon. And Pernod, well aware he was out on top of his blue paint. Negates the power play goal. Minute 05 left to go here on the second power play for the Roos. In a short amount of time, Schoner takes a walk, looks down low, puck skipping all over the place. Alexander with it. Scott Kremen hands off to Schoner. He fires. That's a knuckle puck that went high. This one chipped in deep, and Potsdam changes out the kill except for one man. That puck gets through Alexander. And unable to contain the zone again was the Roos as it gets out. Much better kill by the Bears this time around. Klanau's marker still standing as the second goal for the Bears as he sits in the box and anxiously watches the seconds click off. As the Roos settle it down to the point again. Alexander, far side. Shot in, deflected. And that went wide. And the Bears looking for a breakaway off of the, or out of the penalty box, excuse me. It's knocked down to the slot. Chance here. Save made, rebound, score! Matteau Parent for the Bears gives them a 2-goal edge. And Potsdam successfully kills off 2 back-to-back penalties. And now they've gotten a 2-goal lead It's 3-1. Another giveaway in the defensive zone for the Roos. And the Bears have potted it. It's the second time this game it's happened. Just a little casual on the back end for the Roos. And to be fair, Potsdam's had a very aggressive forecheck. As this puck gets out to the opposite blue line. It's nudged in. Here's Zotter. Drysdale coming back in, fires one wide, and that one goes into the opposite corner. And the Bears playing with some confidence now. Break it out. DeMoro over to Malmeister. Takes the hit. And this puck sits flat on the tape for Drysdale. And direct Zotter. Still plenty of game left, though. We've seen the Roos. It was either last year or the year before where Potsdam had a 3-1 lead and they fell apart in the last 2 minutes, and Potsdam ended up winning the game in overtime 4-3. So it's Potsdam knows Canton knows they have the firepower in order to climb a mountain like this, especially with as much time as they have on the clock still, as Howard quickly reverses it up the ice. And the Bears send it in, go for a change. It's a period of the long change, so the Bears are trying to keep their shifts as short as possible. This one, crazy bounce in front of the net, still loose. And once again, Canton almost surrendering another one in front of their own net as Bullock moves it in. Here comes McCabe on it. And a shot goes well wide and out to the other side where Salas collects. This puck is going to stay in. Malmeister down low. Here's Watson. Back to the point, Salas. Now the Bears a little attacking zone. They got the Canton fourth line hemmed in. Watson looks, shoots, and he scores! Owen Watson drifts one through traffic, and it's 4-1 Bears. High IQ play there by Owen Watson. There was nothing on that shot, but he placed it perfectly through a maze of bodies in front of Miller. And we might be seeing a goaltending change here, as there's a lot of activity on the Canton bench. I believe Kelson Hooper is going to be entering the game for the Roos. And Trey Miller has not played bad. I don't think this is a shout on him. It's more or less just trying to wake up the Canton defenses. They have fallen asleep at the wheel and have surrendered 3 goals here in the second period as a nice hit by Kremen takes out the man. And you sense this game is going to get more physical as it goes on, as Roos at a 3-on-2 going up ice, and referee calls the play back, and I believe Kremen's going to be going to the box. Not a good penalty to surrender if it's not offsetting, as the Roos at a 3-on-2 going up the ice. And so Kremen will be the lone man that goes to the box. Potsdam will go to the power play. They have been scorching hot here the last 10 minutes. And they have a goalie that's not warmed up to shoot on. Kelson Hooper, just entering the game, is going to have his first looks at him on the power play. And the Bears to it. Salas, top of the point. Campbell's pass deflected. Here's Campbell, hands it back over to Hohen. Salas walks in. Salas, a really versatile defenseman down low. There's no one on Hall. Sassenberry had the puck picked off of his stick. Malmeister, puck bounce up in the air. Chance here, slashed out of the hands. It'll be a 5-on-3 for Potsdam now. I think that'll be Mosh that goes to the box. And there's no argument from SUNY Canton on that one. No, it'll be Corey Liu. Sam Moshershak was just in the vicinity, so I threw the accusation at him. But a 5-on-3 play for at least a minute 31 for the Roos. This is going to be a big kill here with 5 to go in the second period. They're already down by 3 goals. Parent wins it back to the point. Doug Hartwood on it. Potsdam instantly set up. Parent back to Doug Hartwood. Ruiz playing pretty deep in the paint here. And a one-timer coming, and that one finds the back of the net. A power play goal. And the Bears are running the Roos out of their own barn. That's an Owen Watson hat trick in the second period on the power play. Owen Watson has found the twine 3 times already in the game, and the Bears lead 5-1. And they will still almost have a full power play to keep working with here as they get that one early on. And I'm not sure what the delay is here. They're trying to figure out how to get the initial penalty off the clock, actually, is what's going on. There was a similar issue with this in the club hockey game against Canton, or with Potsdam and Canton the other night, where they could not figure out how to take the penalty off the board that had already expired. So we're seeing a similar issue tonight here, and they'll probably just let it run out. So just to recap the last 15 minutes, it has been all SUNY Potsdam since Canton scored. Canton tied the game early on in the second period here, which is exactly what they need. But since then, they have conceded 4 times, and 2 of them are from Owen Watson to cap his hat trick. He had the lone goal in the first period off the turnover, and it has fallen apart here for Canton in the second period. 4:45 left to go here in the second period for the Roos. And a pretty quiet Terry Martin Arena, except for the visiting fans that have been pretty loud on all this outburst of offense from the Bears here. And a clean breakout on the penalty kill, or on the power play, excuse me, for the Bears as Malmeister walks in. Lost it in his skates, but he kicked it quickly to his stick as Howard trying to pinch this one to the boards. Lost it. Turned over. Hohen to the net. Aggressively out as Hooper gets punched into his pads, and he makes a stop there. And a pile up once again in front of the Canton bench, or net, excuse me. So Kelson Hooper having to be very aware so far early on, and has been dealt the best hand, as his first look at a shot was on the power play, and it was a 5-on-3 power play. And no zone face-off here for Potsdam. 59 seconds left to work with here. Parent. Draw got wrestled out, and finding it's Zotter. Thrown to the ice there. A couple of bodies flying all over in different parts of the zone as Doug Hartwood with it. Finds Klanow. Doug Hartwood over to Parent. Parent with some space to shoot. Puck rolled on him, though. Been a common theme with the puck here tonight, just not sitting flat for either team as it hops up again on the stick of Parent. Roos can't clear. Shot through traffic, deflected. Hooper juggles and hangs on. And Quinnell got a punch in the back of the head there in front of the Canton net as he was lurking for a rebound. So the Roos killed off another 38 seconds there on the kill. They have 3:27 left to go in the second period, 23 seconds left on the penalty kill. And that's for the slash Corey Liu had. Feels like forever ago now. It was only a couple of minutes ago. Klanow. Bump play, shot through traffic, still loose, and Hooper hangs on. And he takes exception to the extra jabs after the whistle. A Potsdam player just got slammed onto the apron of the net. And just to go with the theme. Shipping up the Boston's playing in the background. So LaRue's looking to survive this kill and hopefully pot one on the board before the end of the second period to start the hike up the mountain here. They trail by 4 goals. Malmeister wins it back to the point. Michael Campbell with it now. Top of the left point. Cycles down low. Campbell finding Salas. Bump play. Hall shot, and it leaked through, but just wide of Hooper. That looks sketchy from here. Malmeister with it again. Fired into the slot, out of the box. A chance for a breakaway here for the Roos, but it bounced off the stick of Corey Liu, the defenseman. He's probably never been in that situation before as puck gets out and back into Canton possession here with Moshershak with it. And far side skipped over the stick of Forsberg. No icing. Forsberg digs it out. Nice forced turnover there. He charges the back of the net, finds one in front, and it deflects fortuitously for the Bears. And out, deflected indirect, and gunned right back in by Campbell. And given on no icing by the official linesman here, near side. This one gunned back in. Bears got it out to the point, but not cleared. Canton with a little bit of a mishap on their own bench. Felix going through, avoids the hit from Mosh, and a shot coming. Puck loose, and Felix, one hand on his stick, almost deflected at top corner. Peyton Felix again, he's feeling it on this shift. Behind the net, finds it back to the point. Campbell is shot through traffic. Mugel blocks it down, and the Roos get it chipped out. Chasing's Freifogel. Pringle sees it, he heads to the net. Very well defended, though, by Sam DeMoro. And cut off by Pringle on the back check there. 1:40 left to go here in the second period. Hands off, Pringle tried to fire, and that one kind of healed it as he was being pressured again by Siri. This one goes the length of the rink, and icing's called as Gubbins was close, but no cigar to catch up to the Roo defense on the back check there. .125 left to go. 26-19 in favor of the visitors here. And Potsdam has used their timeout. And that's definitely a strategic decision there by Mike Grace. He knows exactly what the Roos need is to get into the, or to get a goal here by the end of the second period to give him a little bit of hope and faith going into the third. But now you've given his guys a rest on the icing call, but it gives Canton a chance to set up and draw something up on the ensuing faceoff. And a timeout over now. Canton took a couple extra seconds there to take another gaze at the whiteboard from head coach Alex Boak. 1:25 left here, not too much time, and off the draw, Hall explodes forward. Moving quickly with some pace as he takes the hit and reverse it on Corey Liu. Schoner finds Alexander, one hand on his tape, he gets it forward. Schoner digs it out, gets out to the point. Shot by McKinnon, right on, and Pernod had to kick it out with the pad. And the PA announcement for a minute left here in the frame as it's dug out of the corner by Sassenberry. He tried to hit McKinnon again. Sassenberry peels out with it, with a shot, and that one blocked aside. Another chance, and that one blocked again. And that puck ends up on the Canton bench and off the tape of a Potsdam player, so the draw will be back inside the blue line. And Pringle on the faceoff. Been seeing him take a lot of draws. He plays as a natural winger, but have been seeing him a lot in the faceoff dot tonight. This one nudged behind by Pernod. Fiercely forecheck there by Pringle, but the rest of the Canton forechecks get drifted off into the slot. And McKinnon with it. Chased by Klanow. He's been hungry tonight. 20 seconds left in the period, and Potsdam aggressive on the forecheck once again. Pringle feathers it out. Gun back in by Campbell. Delayed offsides. Potsdam touches up. They only got 10 seconds. And last place the Roos want to be is, tonight at least, has been in their own zone with the puck on their stick. As Moshershak dumps it in, and that'll kill off the rest of the period. It's 5-1 Potsdam. They've had an outburst in the second period. They explode for 4 goals unanswered. And it is 5-1. We'll be back in 15 minutes with the third period of action. Hello and welcome back to the third period here. Tuning in, we have Potsdam leading still by 4 goals, as they are 4 unanswered goals too, as Canton tied the game early on in the second period after Owen Watson's icebreaker in the first, and it was followed up by 4 consecutive Potsdam markers. So puck back to the point. Corey Liu shits one toward the net, and Zotter there to collect. It's collected. Alexander sends his man to the ice, slams him into the boards as Howard nudges it over to Zotter, punches it behind the Potsdam net. And the breakout negated by Pringle. And Colton Alexander, Pringle opts to finish his check, and here comes Hall drifting through center. Tried to walk his man, he got picked off, and the Roos surrender at center. Canton's best course of action here is to get one early here within the first 3 or 4 minutes and then chip away at the lead one by one. And Potsdam in their own zone so far. Schoner shoots. That one got blocked down by his own man. Rebound scooped wide into the corner. As DeMoro with it. DeMoro has it. Punches it up the wing to Klanow. Klanow with it on his backhand. And he blew a tire in the zone. Chance here. Schoner shoots. And that one, he sailed it wide. Big miss there for the Roos. Green light on a goal scoring opportunity, and the Roos all night have not been able to find the mark. And deflected in. Palandra off of Forsberg forces Pernod to have it behind his net, and a risky pass through 3 Roos gets through. Owen Watson trying to reverse it over to McCabe, flying the zone. Freifogel finds Forsberg, deflects the slot. Jordan Mugel backhand, saved by Pernod. Kicked it out with his right pad. And puck skips on to McCabe. Freifogel with it. Gains the line. He's got Forsberg to his left, and that shot back checked in from behind. Stays in. Jordan Mugel there to rescue it. Kremen with it. Spins it towards the net. It goes wide off the kick plate. Back in front. Backdoor chance, and they score! It's exactly what the Roos needed. It's Jordan Mugel. They cut the lead to 3. It's 5-2 now. They get one with just 2 minutes and 41 seconds into the third period. And that's got to inject a little bit of life onto that Canton bench. Misplayed by Pernod off to his left. And it deflected. It got just nudged into the slot. I didn't see what Canton player nudged it to him, but it was an alley-oop for Jordan Mugel on the back door. It's 5-2. Michael Campbell now. Bears win the draw. Dobish. And you sense that Potsdam maybe a little comfortable coming into the period with as big a lead as they had, as Canton was aggressive right off the rip, and Potsdam was sitting back a little bit. Maybe this wakes them up as well. Here's Howard. Nolan Zotter. Pringle scoops it in. And Potsdam, the D pair for the Roos was changing, so it gives them a free breakout at the line, and a shot comes in, and Hooper alert. Whacked it away from his slot area. Gubbins managed to get it back to the point, goes wide behind the Canton net. And this puck deflected into series skates. He takes on and fires one, kicked out by Hooper. Siri again off the glass behind the net. And Malmeister had that one bounce off his stick. And hacked out by Alexander. And turned over to Riley McKinnon. Indirect, he was trying to find Sassenberry flying through the middle of the ice, and it looks like the Bears have just iced the puck. So draw will come back down into the Potsdam defensive zone. So just under 4, or just over 4 has expired here. Canton with exactly what they needed. They got a goal back to start the period. DeMoro lightly behind his own net. Rue defense had already backed off. They weren't pinching, so Kelly throws this one in. And here's Kremen with it. Airmails it to the far corner. Siri on it. Nice move to escape the forecheck there. And puck in direct up to Klanow, who scored earlier on the power play. He gets canceled out along the wall. Kremen over to Kelly. Backhands it, finds Sassenberry. Sassenberry glides in, shoots, and he scores! Spencer Sassenberry beats Perdo, far side, just over his pad, under his glove, and the Roos now down by 2. 2 early goals by Canton has them breathing down Potsdam's neck again. And as I mentioned earlier, they had one of these moments a few years ago where they came back from a deficit like this against the Bears, and that belief is, if it wasn't already there, it's alive and well on the Canton bench. Parent unable to collect the face-off win. Canton's had the edge in the face-off all night. And Potsdam digs it out of the pile up on the boards, and with the help of Parent, they go forward. Flings this one towards the net, goes well wide. Freifel will alert that his man's coming. Puck gets out to the point to Campbell. He fires it on the ice wide. Forsberg with it. Gains the red line, dumps it in. 3 players head off for the Roos as they establish the forecheck. Owen Watson, puck skips up in the air, bounces down. Goes the Roos' way. Alexander finds Pringle, but it's knocked off his stick, and he slips on a banana peel there on the far side. And here come the Roos again. Zotter hands off to McKinnon. Looking good. McKinnon fires that one, bobbled by Pernod. And the puck hit him in the blocker, and he juggled it there momentarily, and it was sitting for the taking. Pringle with it. Cross-check, or a couple of guys throwing cross-checks in the corner there as Zotter was pinned to the wall. And Tristan Mugel comes down. Tristan with it. Feathers it down low for Zotter. Had McKinnon at the point. Zotter with it. Still has his D-man. He finds him. McKinnon throws this one wide. Kept in by Mugel on the point. Great keep there, excuse me. As Potsdam now, they escape and get the length of the rink. That one deflected in by the Roos, but on the wrong side of the red line, and it'll go all the way down for an icing call. So Canton's clawed their way back into the game. They still have plenty of clock to work with. 13:03 left to go here in the third. And they've gotten 2 quick-fire goals here to start the period, and they've cut into the deficit. That was once 4. It's now 2. Potsdam still edging them in the shot department, 26-24 in favor of them. And now here's Nico Schoner. He's been the top gun for the Roos the last couple of seasons. He's had a couple of really good looks this game. He's had 2 in the slot, at least 3 maybe, to be fair, and he's missed high every time, but here comes Schoner again. Plays catch with Sassenberry, backdoor play, and Pardo there, and sliding all around and gambling on where the puck was. It was under his pad. Thought Canton was going to get a third right there to start the frame out, as a couple of quick passes there by Sassenberry, and Schoner, he sent it to the back door looking for Kelly, and Pernod able to find it. Jordan Mugel, who scored the first goal here in the third period, taking the face off. He wins it clean. And a quick shot, bobbles wide of the net. Chasing it's Hayden Bullock. Dylan Pollock and Bullock there at the boards. Good forecheck by the Roos. Almost forced it onto Hayden's stick as Kremen with it. Scott Kremen button hooks back and takes a look. He finds a man far side. It's Mashashak who puts it in for Hayden Bullock, who's got an engine. He runs his man into the boards. And he puts another hit on just for good measure, and the puck deflects awkwardly into the slot, and it's chipped on back. And a chance here for the Roos. Open in the slot. Pollock looking for the backdoor look. Chance by Pernod and a save made. And Pernod's throwing his blocker into the head of somebody. As there was a chop on his glove as he put his hand over the puck. So a bit of chaos there, and I'm just extremely surprised that Mugel didn't fire that puck when he had the chance there. He tried to look across, and the passing lane got ate up by a sliding bear. So Ken putting the pressure on. It looks like there's going to be someone going to the box here. Maybe not. Maybe offsetting, as it will be. It's going to be Blanchard and Mashashak who go to the box for offsetting minors, so they'll play 4-on-4 here for 2 minutes. As there was probably just too many fists flying for there to be no penalties out of that. And puck knocked on back for the carry here by Dobish on the breakout. Bears through center. And a lane to the net. Takes it, backhander in and out of the glove of Hooper. That's his first save of the period. It comes at 4-on-4. And we've seen the Roos score before we're using the 4-on-4 to their advantage. But it's the Bears, though, who's taking it easy, just gliding it through the neutral zone. Logan Kelly, 2-on-1. Schoner throws a hit. Not very common for Nico Schoner to be laying the body, as he accidentally knocked it all the way back. Kelly's whacking his stick, looking for the easy zone fly pass there. .50 left to go in the third period. A minute left on this 4-on-4. Sassenberry rushes forward. Most recent goal scorer for the Roos. Circles, gives over to McKinnon. Drifts one towards the net, deflected right on it. Pernod has it in his glove. Nice alert save there by Lenny Pernod. Through the traffic, he had a man in front of him taking up his eyes, and he was able to find the puck through the maze. And Sassenberry going to take the face off. Pringle takes the left side boards here. And Doug Hartwood, the defenseman, on it. Hohen moves it forward. The first line center for Potsdam has been relatively quiet so far tonight. Kremen wins the board battle. Sassenberry took a peek, but Pringle's cutting play there wasn't able to get detected early enough as it flies up in the air, knocked forward and out of the air there by Alexander. That was dangerous, as Bears were waiting for it to come to a stop. As nice hit there, took out the legs of the Potsdam player at the blue line. 5 seconds left on the 4-on-4, and a chance here for the Roos to break. Pringle walks in. He's going to shoot, and he misses the net high. Here's Hohen. Looking for the man crashing the net. It was Quesnel in front. Colin Alexander has to spin off his man. He gets hounded by 2 forecheckers in the opposite corner, and they come out with it. And Hooper lost it in his glove, and a quick whistle by the official there as he didn't have it completely covered. 9.5 left to go here in the third period. Canton looking to get some more momentum back after they gunned 2 pucks into the Potsdam net. And now they've kind of cooled off offensively as they've had a couple of quick fire chances, but nothing concrete as Potsdam throws this one through the paint. Forsberg unable to get it out. Kremen wheeling. He's got Freifogel. He had Freifogel through the middle of the Potsdam D as Forsberg throws it in behind the net. Mashashak trying to avoid the hit but retain the puck and puts it down low on the cycle. Freifogel beats the Bears of the puck. Finds Mosh far side. He chips it in deep. Nice hit there by the Rue forecheckers. Freifogel caved his man in from behind. Rue's keep the zone. Having to double back is Jordan Mugel. And now escaping Klanow. He finally gets the puck clear for the Bears, but the Rues put it right back in as they get a full change in as well. Schoner picks the puck off his man clean. Schoner peels out to the middle, shoots through traffic. It flubs towards the net and deflected down and almost in. Looked like by Sassenberry. That was crazy. Here near point, Schoner retains the puck again, try to quickly dish to Sassenberry. And the Bears quickly on the breakout. And Potsdam's looking for a call. It looked a little bit like embellishment here on the near side as Kilmurray went down a little too easily. And Potsdam defensively right now. Puck bouncing on him. McKinnon keeps it in. Logan Kelly, and that lively kick play I've mentioned a couple of times. Once again, hurts the Ruse there. Nudged forward. Kelly quickly on it. Finds Sassenberry. He shoots it, hit the goalpost. Unfortunate for the Ruse. Clear cut opportunity. And Sassenberry looking for his second goal of the period. He smoked the goalpost there. Here comes Zotter. The Ruse feeling it. Finds Pringle. Backhander, and it hit the side netting on the top shelf. And here comes Hohen. And this one kicked to the corner by Hooper. Mugel, nice move to get around the man and avoid the hit. This one, Hooper gloves it down quickly for his defenseman to take it. Howard gets clipped in behind the net by the forechecker. And I don't think a Rue got a touch on that. It'll be an icing call. So Canton forcing the issue here as Spencer Sassenberry came close again. That one hit the inside of the goalpost and went out the opposite side of Pernod. And on the face-off, the Ruse get the puck out of the zone. Smacked out of the air by Michael Campbell there. Pringle. And Zotter on the forecheck trying to force. It was Dobish, that's who had the puck there, number 8 for the Bears, as he's playing his man now. Pringle takes the puck to the net on the wraparound opportunity, chips it. Puck pop flies in the air and goes behind the net again. And here's Pringle, reverses it to the boards. Kremen having a pinch down, puck in his skates, he lost it. It's Campbell taking it. He's got Gubbins on the far side, and he throws it around the boards for Gubbins to go chase. Both teams have been aggressive on the forecheck tonight. This puck gets all the way through to Siri, but it's gloved down quickly by Mashashak. Moves forward. The defense activating here for Canton with time clicking down on the clock. You're seeing a lot more pinching coming from the Rue defense. As Pernod puts us towards the Zamboni door here on the near side boards. Here's Tristan over to brother Jordan, looking for far side, and it's cleared by the Bears all the way down. It'll be on net too, so no icing. McKinnon with it. Finds Forsberg. Freifogel trying to feather it forward for him. Once again, the Ruse pinching on from the point. They've got just over 5 to work with here. Jordan, or no, this is Sassenberry, excuse me. being harassed by 3 Bears down deep, and they ultimately get the puck off of them. Nice hit there by Schoner to neutralize Parent there on the break-in. Just under 5 left to go. And the Roos with another giveaway inside their own zone. Mughal tied up there, but Riley McKinnon to come back and rescue the puck. The lone forward checker there, Kilmurray. Or excuse me, that was Watson. And doesn't matter anyways because the Roos have iced the puck. Can't just sitting behind their own net. They just killed 25 seconds off of the clock for themselves as they just end up icing the puck in the end. They haven't been the cleanest on the breakout, but they've managed to claw themselves back into the game here. They trail by 2 with 4:28 left to go. Face off one. Malmeister shoots through traffic and wide of Hooper. Flicked forward. Nice move by Sassenberry to avoid the hit. Trying to get that one towards the net. He gets taken out and goes to the ice, but the puck's flicked into the middle for Howard. Off the boards, it goes to Hohen, who walks in. Mason Hohen with it. Drifting into the slot. Chance for Campbell in the slot. And he got tied up in his skates. Schoner quickly out. Finds Kelly. Logan Kelly shoots, and that one's blocked down and held by Pernod. And the Roos force a face-off here in the Potsdam end. 3:54 left to go. I believe Potsdam's only got 1 shot in the period so far. They haven't threatened the Canton net often at all. And I believe we have a timeout now here by Canton. Timeout's now expired. Canton, surely with something drawn up. Trying to find a way to tie this hockey game. And it's Potsdam. Goalie pulled for the Roos, by the way. Did not look over to my right to see that. And that was a empty net breakaway. So there's plenty of time still on the clock. And Potsdam's floated this one towards the empty net and in. From nearly 200 feet, Doug Hartwood has scored to make it 6-3 Canton. So not the most common strategy to pull your goalie with 3.5 to go, but they were looking down the barrel of a 2-goal lead there, so they had to do something. And just to recap, like, it just within inches, they've came close. They had that shot hit the goalpost from Sassenberry and a couple of good looks in the slot that they just missed the net on. So the Roos had the chance to get back in the game and just couldn't capitalize on a few opportunities, and the defensive turnovers will definitely be to blame for what went wrong tonight, as SUNY Canton's goalies both have performed very well tonight, but not much when the puck is getting coughed up in front of you. And for example, we go back to that Owen Watson goal in the first period that made it 1-0 on the boards, and the Roos just threw the puck into the slot, and Watson was the only one there, and all he had to beat was Trey Miller on an open look. The Roos pulled their goalie again. They trail by 3 this time. And a miscue here in their own zone between Schoner and Kremen. This one spun towards the net. It's blocked down, though, by Sassenbury. Schoner collects it in his skates. He fires one at ricocheted wide. It goes on the apron of the net. It's near side here, and a chance jam play there by Mugel. Kicked back in by Kelly. Find it back at the point. Kremen holds and shoots. One stopped. And a chance here, a foot race between Pringle and Parent for the empty net, and Pringle wins it. Great play there by Evan Pringle. Alexander drifts through. He shoots, and the stick on the ice that was loose tripped him up. And Kremen hustling back to get the icing, and he does. So this game will definitely be the story of the second period for SUNY Canton, though, as they still trail by 3, though, with two minutes left to go. Potsdam scored 4 quick fire goals in the second that gave them this gigantic lead going into the third period. But here the Roos are. They went to get the puck out of the circle there, and shot deflected by McKinnon, blocked away by the Bears. Here's Zotter with it. Dumps this one in. It rides the boards all the way around. Chipped forward and all the way down. It's going towards the empty net again. And it's going to get there, and it's 7-3 Potsdam. They've scored a pair of empty netters. And this one looks like it's going to be Finnegan Kilmurray's goal, as they've now made it 7-3 SUNY Potsdam. So pretty disappointing end to a third period, that Canton garnered some hope off if they got 2 quick ones to make it 5-3 and made it a hockey game again. And now they've obviously conceded another pair on the pulling the goalie. And pushed forward here is Dylan Pollock. There's 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go here in the game on this Route 11 rivalry opener for the season. And Corey Liu on it. And Canton was receiving votes in USHO polls, and Potsdam came determined to put as much of a damper in that as they can. And just to note, Potsdam's lost to 2 of the most recent teams Canton's beat, so it's just one of those games where Canton struggled. The referee kicks the puck away from Freifogel as he was going into the zone and beat his man. And here's Howard. That's just the story of how things have went for SUNY Canton tonight. And they turn it over once again inside their own blue line here with 17 seconds left to go. And a touch pass there, and it's had to be stopped by Hooper. Good save by Hooper there as Potsdam was looking to put up an 8. And Canton will just sit behind their net and run the clock out. And Canton loses 7-3 on home ice here to start Alumni Weekend. Thank you for joining us here at Rue Athletics.